Now the relief, what we filed at the Human Rights Committee is subject of a little booklet. Yeah?
Okay.
Amazonia in world politics. So I will only just read the relief from inside and the compensation we're asking for. There we are. The most of the relief are to redress me for the fact that I asked for Cameroon to get out of Amazonia, and for that reason I was arbitrarily arrested and locked up, prosecuted. All that one are things that affect me as an individual. But then there was the relief for the fact that Amazonia has been held down by Cameroon, occupied by Cameroon. I asked compensation for the redress. We asked for was that a declaration of liability, compensation for wrong done, and restitution of the rights deprived. Now, declaration of liability. That one about that Cameroon has illegally occupied our country and so. That's one. But the other one is this. Redress for continuing violations. The right to a nationality. The violation is contrary to Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Article 15, International Convention on Elimination of Racial Discrimination, Article 5, D sub 3, International Convention on Civil and Political Rights, Article 24 sub 3. Then the right of self-determination, which has been violated contrary to International Convention on Civil and Political Rights, Article 1.1. International Convention on Economic, Social and Cultural Rights, Article 1.1. The compensation we ask for is that Cameroon is to pay to me, as well as to every Amazonian alive, £25,000, $25,000 every 3 months until Cameroon fully withdraws from Amazonia. And this payment is to take effect from the 27th of June 1984 to the day Cameroon fully withdraws. That's the day Cameroon signed up the ICCPR, the optional protocol, 27th of June 1984. So every Amazonian is to be paid £25,000 every three months from 27th of June 1984 up till the day Cameroon packs out of our country.
Now, why do you pick 1984?
It was the time the Cameroon became liable.
That's the day they became La République du Cameroun.
No. That is the time they signed up to recognize these rights.
Okay.
Up to then, we could not claim against them.
Okay.
Until 27th of June 1984, Cameroon was not liable to anything. From the day they signed up, they became liable. And then they had to pay 50% of this to the estate of any Amazonian deceased after 27th of June. Anybody who died after 27th of June will have 50% of this amount paid into his estate. Those are the things we asked for. The Geneva served Cameroon with all these claims and redresses sought, and asked Cameroon to counter this, by raising technicality to throw it out, and they must do that within 2 months if it has any technical objection to what has been claimed, or file a defense and show justification why these charges or this claim should not be enforced on Cameroon. 6 months. Must do that according to the rules by 6 months. Of course, Cameroon could find no legal justification to say why they are occupying Ambazonia. The question of plebiscite has been exposed because we added this to it and showed them that what Cameroon says we voted for, when Cameroon says we voted to become La République de Cameroon, is not true. And they have seen this, that it's not true. So what is Cameroon supposed to give as their excuse? 0. The 6 months passed. I asked from there, I said, how can I have what Cameroon has filed? They said, no, Cameroon has already defaulted. And they now wrote me a letter saying Cameroon has failed to set up any counter. What does it mean? Cameroon has conceded that all that we have claimed is indefensible. They cannot defend it. They have said they are giving Cameroon, they are writing Cameroon to tell them that they have now defaulted and the ICJ is going to take a decision on that. I don't know what has happened between then and now. But that is what I want to point out here is this. In all this international jurisdiction, they expect the parties to be honorable enough to enforce decisions of the court without force from outside. So the procedure there, somebody to go and enforce and so on, is neither here nor there. So, but if we are getting people from outside, a country like, take for example, Belgium gives itself the right to prosecute anybody for war crime in their own country. And they have charged the American commander of Iraq for war crimes before Belgium. And it's giving the United States plenty of headache for that. Now, if we were able to get a country, or even an NGO, that we want Cameroon to be pushed out, they have up to 7 mandates covering them. So, having come to this stage, see, this Human Rights Committee was the very first time an international organ of the United Nations has asked Cameroon to explain why they are occupying Ambazonia. Never have anybody, have any group, any organization ask them why they are occupying the place. So it has come to Cameroon as a terrible shock, and they don't know what to do with it. The simplest thing they can do is, well, we will get out. Let us sort it out and get back to the old arrangement we had before the plebiscite, depending on what our Amazonian people are going to say. But if they say they are not getting out, they are creating what I call an abyss. Abyss is a bottomless pit, because Ambazonia is going to get free. When God decided to get Paul Biya to pass that law which dissolved the union, God meant that Ambazonia was going to get free, and it will get free. I pity Cameroonians, because this gang of kleptomaniacs who are surrounding Paul Biya, they are not interested in the welfare of Cameroonians. Because if they are interested in the welfare of Cameroonians, they would know that if there is a forceful way of throwing Cameroon out, they will never, never again have anything to do with us. And they need us very badly for their economy. So, the message one has to give Paul Biya is this: break loose from this cocoon that is tying you down to arrogance and greed. I remember when this new social order was put out and they defused the time bomb and so on. A French newspaper in Paris, Le Monde Diplomatique, came out with an article. That was the first time somebody wrote La République d'Amazonie. It was there. If you go to Library of Congress, go to the legal section. Don't go for newspapers. That Le Monde Diplomatique is such an important paper in France that even in Library of Congress they put it in the library for judicial. It is Le Monde that used to put up government and bring them down in the First Republic. That paper came out and said that they forecast the establishment of Republic of Amazonia interposed between Nigeria and Cameroon. And they did. The man was so, the paper became very spiritual in saying that the ancien bâtonnier, that is the president of Cameroon Bar, that's myself, is addressing Paul Biya like Joseph the Dreamer was addressing Pharaoh. What did Joseph the Dreamer tell Pharaoh about the catastrophe